Hi friends! In today's lesson, we're going to learn 9 verb collocations which are going to be very useful if you're prepping for any level B2 exam. These verb collocations are taken directly from this book. In the description of the video, you will find a link to the book and a link to a sample chapter. Keep watching this video until the end because we will be practicing these collocations with my favorite app and teaching resource, Kahoot. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. First of all, let's introduce the concept of collocation. È un concetto davvero importante se ti stai preparando per un esame di livello B2. Collocations are combinations of words. They are words that frequently appear together and that create fixed phrases that sound very natural to native speakers. For instance, in English we say heavy rain, and we tend not to use the collocation strong rain. Heavy rain is the correct collocation. It's the established, accepted, and natural way to describe intense rainfall. Why are collocations so important? Well, being able to use collocations correctly is key to achieving a higher level of English proficiency. So let's take a look at our first collocation, which is to take the blame. Take the blame means that you accept responsibility for a mistake that you've made, regardless of the fact that the mistake was intentional or not. For instance, imagine the following situation. 2 friends are playing in the house. Leo accidentally knocks over a vase and the vase breaks. Leo says to his mum, "I'm really sorry, Mum. I was playing too close to the vase and I knocked it over." In this situation, Leo took the blame for breaking the vase. He took the blame for breaking the vase. Nota qui l'uso della preposizione for dopo la collocazione take the blame e il fatto che il verbo che segue la preposizione for è coniugato nella forma ing. Let's take a look at a second example. Different scenario. This time we've got Harry who is working part-time at a coffee shop and he accidentally spills a customer's coffee. Per sbaglio rovescia il caffè di uno dei clienti. "I am so sorry. I'll get you another coffee right away," says Harry. So in this situation, Harry took the blame for spilling the coffee. He took the blame for spilling the coffee. Now, you can take the blame for something, but you can also put the blame on someone. Put the blame on someone. When you put the blame on someone, this means that you accuse somebody else of being responsible for something bad that has happened. For instance, instead of taking responsibility for his mistake, Stephen tried to put the blame on his co-worker. Another example, don't put the blame on me if the bread is burnt. You're the one who set the oven timer. Sei tu che hai messo il timer del forno. Now, let's take a look at our third collocation, which is take a risk. When we take a risk, this means that we do something that involves the possibility of danger, the possibility of loss or failure. And we often take risks in the hope of achieving some kind of positive benefit. For instance, starting your own business means that you're taking a risk, but the rewards can be worth it. If something is worth it, it means che ne vale la pena. It's worth the time, the energy, and the money that you invested in a particular activity. Our next collocation is put an end to. Put an end to. When you put an end to something, this means that you stop it completely. And often this happens in response or reaction to a particular problem. For instance, the school put an end to the bullying. This means that some kind of action was taken in order to protect the students. The government took decisive action to put an end to the illegal activities in the area. I suppose in Italian we might say mettere un freno a qualcosa o mettere fine a qualcosa, porre fine a qualcosa. Next phrasal verb, I really like this one, and I've noticed this being tested a lot in Cambridge First Certificate simulations. To make use of. When you make use of something, this means that you use it effectively and for a specific purpose, and in a way that you're maximizing its value or its usefulness. Quindi un po' come dire sfruttare appieno le potenzialità di qualcosa. In our first example, you should make use of the resources available in the library to complete your research. Anche qui vedi questa idea di sfruttare appieno, sfruttare in maniera efficiente una qualche risorsa. They made use of the extra time to study. Here, the focus is on using this extra time, this additional time, in an effective way in order to enhance learning. The next collocation is to take into account. To take into account. When you take into account something, it means that you consider it when you're making a decision. Quindi, praticamente potremmo dire in italiano, tenere a mente qualcosa, prenderla in considerazione prima di prendere una decisione definitiva. For instance, when planning the event, we need to take into account the possibility of rain. Quindi dobbiamo tenere presente, dobbiamo tenere a mente, dobbiamo tenere in considerazione il fatto che potrebbe piovere. Another example, when deciding on the sentence, the judge took into account the fact that the defendant had no previous offences. Quindi il giudice ne ha tenuto conto. To keep an eye on. To keep an eye on. When you keep an eye on something or someone, it means that you watch them closely. Often you're doing this because you want to ensure safety, or perhaps you want to monitor their progress, or simply prevent any problems. Can you keep an eye on the baby while I finish cooking? And now let's move on to the next collocation, which is to take advantage of. To take advantage of something. When you take advantage of something, it means that you are using a situation or using an opportunity or a resource to benefit yourself. For instance, I felt that he was taking advantage of my generosity. Our next collocation is to put pressure on. To put pressure on. When you put pressure on someone, it means that you try to influence them, or perhaps you try to force them to take a certain action, often by applying stress, demands, or expectations, as in our next example. His parents put a lot of pressure on him to attend a top-tier university, insisting that it was the only path to success. E adesso che abbiamo presentato le nostre 9 verb collocations, andiamo ad esercitarci con un cautto che ho creato appositamente per questa lezione. Ready? Let's do this. What verb collocates with a risk? Is it make a risk, take a risk, keep a risk, or put a risk? The answer is take a risk, correre un rischio. Next question. What verb collocates with an eye on someone? Make an eye on someone, take an eye on someone, keep an eye on someone, or put an eye on someone? The answer is keep. An end to something. Make an end to something, take an end to something, keep an end to something, or put an end to something. The answer is put. Put an end to something. Porre fine a qualcosa. The blame for. The blame for something. Take the blame for something, make the blame for something, keep the blame for something, or put the blame for something. The answer is take. You take the blame for something. You put the blame on someone. Advantage of something. Make advantage of something, keep advantage of something, take advantage of something, or put advantage of something. The yellow option is the right one. We take advantage of something. Quando sfruttiamo qualcosa al meglio. The answer is here red, make, blue, take, yellow, keep, or green, put. Make is the right answer. Make use of something. Something into account when making a decision. What do? Do we make something into account, take something into account, or keep something into account, or put something into account? The answer is take. Take something into account. Prenderla in considerazione, tenerla a mente prima di arrivare ad una decisione. Pressure on someone. The answer here is put. We put pressure on someone. Now, with the type answer question, we need to type in the missing word. Now, let's take a look at the options here. We've got Richard, something an eye on his daughter while his wife was cooking dinner. Allora, qui vedo intanto che l'espressione è an eye on e mi ricordo che la forma base è keep an eye on someone. Ora devo ragionare sulla coniugazione del verbo. Qui ho was cooking. So I'm going to say that this action was in progress while this other action was also in progress. So I'm going to say that Richard was keeping an eye on his daughter. And that is the right answer. Sarebbe stato possibile anche dire Richard kept an eye on his daughter. Okay, now the base form of the verb. What's the base form of the verb here? Into account everyone's opinion before making his final decision last week. What did Ross do? The base form is take into account, right? But, come vedi qui, ho messo in neretto last week per indicare che l'azione è passata. So Ross took into account everyone's opinion. Question 12. They decided to an end to the argument. They decided to, la forma base è put an end to the argument. Qui ho l'infinito e quindi va benissimo la forma base. Even though it wasn't his fault, John decided to something the blame to keep the team united. John decided to take the blame. Is it right? Yep, it's right. At the moment, she something use of her free time to learn coding. Allora, la collocazione verbale è make use of your time, in this case. Vedo che l'espressione temporale at the moment è in neretto e questa l'ho scritta così per far capire che si tratta di una azione in corso di svolgimento. So at the moment she is making use of her free time to learn coding. Present continuous for an ongoing action. Question 15. Vedo il secondo verbo al past simple. He, something, advantage of the discount and bought a new laptop. This is past simple. So my main verb is going to be in the past simple too. He took advantage. And this is the last question. My friend Mark is something pressure on me to go to the concert, but I don't have enough money to buy a ticket. Quindi ora non ho i soldi per comprare il biglietto, direi che Mark mi sta mettendo sotto pressione, vedo che qui c'è l'ausiliare essere e quindi questo dovrebbe proprio essere un present continuous. Mark is putting pressure on me to go to the concert. Yay! And that's it. Well done, everyone. Hey, I really hope you found this video useful. If you did, you know what to do. I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Until then, goodbye.